Well, the idea of more is really attractive. And
more of everything?
Everything. But really the feeling.
More of everything?
Everything. Well, not the, yeah. I've wanted things. Yes. Thank you. And the feelings about
because
them.
law of attraction feels that way about you. We will give you more of everything you focus upon, wanted or unwanted. There's no discriminating. Law of attraction doesn't say, oh, we know he doesn't really want that. Let's hold back on that. Law of attraction is responding to your vibration. So we are nitpicking, but when you say more, we know that you mean more of wanted.
Yeah.
It's sort of hard to get momentum going the way we interrupt, isn't it?
No, it's actually, you're feeding it. So it's great. It's great because it's feeding an energy.
Well, let's talk for a little bit about the momentum, because when you give your attention to something and you maintain your attention to it for as little as 17 seconds, momentum begins, because another thought like it will join it, and now there's more momentum. Do it again, more. Do it again, more. By the time you cross that 68-second mark, which is 17 4 times, you have enough momentum going that it's most likely going to play out with some sort of obvious result or response. That's not much time, is it? 68 seconds gets momentum going. So we're going to insert one more momentum story, and then we'll talk about the details of what you want to talk about. Imagine yourself at the top of the hill. You're in San Francisco. You have your car there. It's in neutral. The parking brake isn't on. It's perched right on the top of the hill, and you're interested in understanding momentum, so you just give it a little nudge. And then as it begins to roll forward, you realize the potential of what could happen as you look down at the bay at the bottom of the hill. And so this is the beginning of the momentum. So you just step right out in front of your car and let it bump up against you, and all is well. You've stopped the unwanted momentum of your car rolling into the bay. It was easy. It's easy to understand that, isn't it? If any of you have pushed a car, you know exactly what we're talking about. But if that car were rolling down the hill before you realized that you wanted to stop the momentum, so you're at the bottom of the hill, not such a good idea. That car's going to take you right into the bay with it. So when you understand that momentum is your friend, just as law of attraction is, but you learn to use it to your advantage by being aware of how you feel in the early stages of things getting going. So the key to deliberate creation is understanding that momentum is a fact of your experience, and that you have control over the momentum in the early stages of it, but not afterward. And then you begin to apply your thought in the early stages. It's what we are recently calling getting out ahead of the manifestation. If you wait until so much momentum has taken place that there is manifestation around it, it's more difficult. But if you catch your unwanted thoughts by recognizing the discord because of the emotion that you're feeling, you can change that thought easily. Recently we've been talking about how each time you know what you don't want, you send off a rocket of what you do want. Have you been hearing us say that? I've been saying it for a while. Wrote a whole book about it, The Vortex. You throw these rockets of desires into your vortex of creation. Well, each one of those rockets causes a momentum. More momentum, more momentum, more momentum of what's wanted. So there is a spinning momentum, a vortex version, a vibrational version of that which you are wanting, that is very practiced and very dynamic. It's moving quickly, and it's sweeping up all cooperative components in its path, in its vibrational path, you see. The question is, are you a vibrational match to your own vortex? And sometimes you are, and sometimes you aren't. Sometimes you're more knowing what you don't want than knowing what you do want. So you are not a vibrational match to your own desire. But when you do find some way of being a vibrational match to your vortex, which is the same thing as saying not being a contrary vibration, not being an opposite vibration, when the vibration of you is about wanted rather than unwanted, now you are a vibrational match. So then we began explaining to you that you stand in your physical body as an offer of vibration at all times. But there's a vortex version of you where the source within you exists that may be offering a different vibration than you are in any point in time. Can you think of what an example of that might be? You want something that you don't believe. The source within you is a vibrational match to your desire, while you are a vibrational match to the absence of your desire. And when that happens, you feel the vibrational discord that you describe as negative emotion. So in order for you to be the full manifester, the actualized example of, the living the reality of, the see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, touch it, feel it version of your desire, you've got to find some way to bring the habit of your thought, the habit of your vibration, into resonance or alignment with what's in your vortex. So we began talking about your point of attraction, because we want you to be aware of your point of attraction. We want you to think about what you're offering vibrationally, because that's everything. The creative process is 3 steps. Step 1 is ask, and you do that, and the vortex is spinning with what you've asked for. That's step 2. Once you ask for it, it exists in a vibrational reality. Step 1, step 2, you ask, it's given. But you've got to become a vibrational version, a practiced vibrational version, not just a fleeting vibrational version. You've got to become a chronic you've got to become a believer in what you've asked for. You've got to practice the thought of what you want until it is such a habit within you that you believe it, that you know it. And when that happens, then your point of attraction, we've been calling where you stand, your point of attraction, your grid, because it's like the framework. You believe it and you know it. That's like creating the skeleton framework version of it. And then law of attraction will fill that grid in with all of the details, with all of the delicious details that you have already assigned by virtue of the sifting and sorting, that are already chosen by you, that are already gathered by source energy and by law of attraction. So there's this vortex version of you, and there's this you standing in your grid version of you. And the question that this gathering wants to ask and answer is, are you vibrationally up to speed with the vortex version of you? And your emotions are the key to that. So as you're moving through your life experience and you're feeling mostly sad, then you're not a vibrational match to what you've put into your vortex. Your grid version and your vortex version don't match. Your vortex version's up here and your grid version's down here. You're not a vibrational match. So what's in the vortex cannot flow easily into your experience. Law of attraction is not bringing it to you, or better said, you are not the realizer of it yet. You've got your radio dial set on something different than the radio dial of what you want. So you can't realize it. You can't experience it. Not yet. So as you move up this emotional scale, as you feel more hopeful, now you're closer to it. And in hope, occasionally, you find a thought that lets you catch a glimpse of what you put into your vortex. It begins to look as if it's going to happen for you. But it isn't until you have practiced so steadily the vibration of what you want that it's just known by you. Oh, it hasn't manifested, but that's not bothering you at all, because you have faith in the laws of the universe. You have confidence in your ability to focus. You know that you are the creator of your own reality. You believe that you can adjust your vibration at will. You know you can because you've done it before. Maybe not on this subject yet because it's a tougher subject. But you do have enough confidence in the laws of the universe being steady and consistent, and in the nature of the source within you of knowing you're worthy, knowing your value. And so as you get hold of this understanding of how this all works, and in the early stages of your day, you deliberately choose which spinning grid disc you start the day out on. You start out discouraged like you were when you went to bed, had an argument. You know you're right, which means you know they aren't. And you're really tired of it. And when you wake up in the morning, does your mind go right there? Or do you see it as a fresh start where you could start different momentum if you wanted to, because this momentum is not yet underway? So you choose high-flying momentum, We're talking a lot about your choice of these grid discs, your choice of using momentum to your advantage. It's great fun when you begin to realize that in the early subtle stages of a day, you can choose this and maintain it for a little while. On the first day you do it, maybe not for long, but long enough that the second day it'll be easier. Maybe not for long, but long enough that on the third day it will be easier, until you'll begin every day right there. And at the beginning of every day, you will be standing in a vibrational grid that is allowing so many of the things that you've put into your vortex that it won't be long before you'll be a believer in your own griddedness. You'll be a believer in your own ability to maintain your vibrational prowess where you choose it to be.
You've answered it all.
Everything?
For me right now, yeah.